You cannot write this as you couldn't write this. All right, I finally got this thing off of Yahoo Auctions Japan through Buy. Buy. It's a proxy service. So I paid for it. I paid double. I paid way too much, more than I should have. But this is kind of rare, and I'll show you in a minute. Or yeah, I'm going to do a really short one. But here's what happened. It goes and gets picked up, and everything in Japan happens swimmingly. It's picked up, collected in a couple of days, and then it takes a whole week. Finally leaves Japan, and then suddenly it appears in the customs import inspection crapola in New York. So no problem. And then soon after, it's into Queens, which is the distribution area. And it's like, okay, it's cleared customs. It's in the USPS system in Queens. No problem, right? Good. So 8.5 hours later, at some point, it goes to Cleveland. And I'm like, great, it's going to Cleveland. 8.5 hours, that's right on time. And in an hour and a half or so later, it's in Akron, Ohio. And I'm like, oh, great, it's coming. And this is where things go weird. Some reason it gets diverted to Canal Fulton, Ohio, and the zip codes to where I am and where Canal Fulton is totally different. And that was on a Friday. It goes, and in the tracking goes, preparing for final destination office or something like that. It's like, oh, they're going to try and deliver it in Canal Fulton, and then no. So I actually called up the Canal Fulton post office, and the lady didn't seem too thrilled, but I gave her the tracking number when prompted, and she goes, oh, yeah, that's not going to be here. So she takes care of it, and the tracking starts changing, and it goes back up to Akron. Now, Canal Fulton's only 43 minutes away from where I live. So I don't understand why they couldn't go 43 minutes to the east and deliver it to the post office here. And then, so anywho, goes back up to the post office, spends 3 days, nearly 3 whole days over the weekend in Akron, just sitting there. And then late Monday night, it leaves Akron, and just, I don't know how it took 4 hours to go to there to here, but it doesn't even stop off at Canton. It comes directly to my post office, or a facility. There's like 2 facilities here. And then it finally comes to the post office, and I'm like, great. So expected delivery Tuesday. Except that never happens. I go downstairs about 9 o'clock in the morning. 10:14, the post person comes by, delivers his usual stuff. I'm like, there's supposed to be a registered piece of mail. And he didn't know anything about it. And he leaves. And I'm like, great. So I wonder if we're going to get a second delivery during that day, because Myers, a friend of mine, said that it's what used to happen. You get the mail early in the day, and then 5, in the afternoon, somebody come back with packages, and the lady goes, no, that's not supposed to happen anymore. So, okay. And tracking for the rest of the day yesterday was 6:10 a.m., out for delivery, didn't get delivered. And about midnight, it finally said, all right, we're going to deliver it the next day. So, great. So, meantime, around 8:50 or so, I file a little, where the heck is my package tracking report with the website, USPS website. And this morning, guy goes, yeah, it's coming. It was, tracking says left with individual, 8:26 a.m. I'm like, no, I don't have it. Okay, well, I said, I tell you what, I'll go downstairs. Somebody's supposed to, it was registered, so someone has to sign for it. I don't know who signed for it, because I finally go downstairs, I check my mail, just usual pieces of crap in my thing. This is too big to fit in my box, just barely too big. So I go down there, I finally get through. I call around 11 o'clock, call the post office here, and it's like, tracking says this was left with somebody. I just went down and checked. It's not there. There's nothing there. Nobody paged me to sign for anything. And then she goes and finds out it was misdelivered. And so she goes, finds out where it was misdelivered. I didn't ask any questions. She personally left the post office, grabbed it, and thankfully somebody was available to get it. It boggles my mind. The person who signed for it didn't even question the name. He just signed for it and said, thank you. So, anywho, let me do the little unboxing here. Let me free comic book day and all that stuff. So you're probably wondering what it is I spent so much time and effort getting, and it's this. This is the, well, you probably spoil it a little bit. This is the Kaito Saint-Tail Family Musical Program Booklet. These don't come up very often. And what I'm doing is a little bit of research on possibly lost media. I want to know as much as I can, and this is the best way to know something about it. Now, I could have gotten a more expensive listing on, or at least there was another listing that had this booklet plus a canceled ticket. They had the souvenir ticket. And I just want to note, this is a substantial booklet. It's not a thin booklet. There's good printing paper, and there's quite a few pages. And I intend to translate this and do some research on Tomo Sakurai. She's the voice of Mamie's, Haneoka Mamie in the anime. Okay, with this out of the bag, there's a lot of content in here. Lots of great pictures, stuff you probably have never seen online. Lots of great artwork. Main thing is, it's got a lot. A good amount of text. You just know. Saint-Tail. Looks like there's lines in here. Oh yeah, they might have some script lines, and I've got the CD soundtrack. I actually had a burn of this, which was just a rip of it, but I didn't have the manual or the booklet for it. But now there's bits of information on the musical in the memorial book and the official fan book, and I thought for sure there might have been a laser disc release of this, but apparently not. So, anywho, you are here, booklet. You better have been worth the hassle you put everybody through. Anywho, that's today's fun boxing. Kaito Saint-Tail Sega Family Musical. I'd love to find someone who has video of this. There should be video of this. There should be a Laserdisc, videotape, something. Does anybody know? Anyway, go eat breakfast. I haven't.